I'd like to talk a minute about two different types of work platforms, and not so much which is better, but which will better fit your needs. On the left is the Black & Decker WorkMate, which has been around since the very early 70s, and a relative newcomer on the right, the JawHorse, is one name for it, and there's several people that make similar products now. First of all, let's talk about some traits that they both share. Both of them have a very wide stance. You're not going to flip these over. They're very steady work surfaces. Both of them have a mechanism that you can hold it still or make it even more steady by putting your foot there to keep it from walking around while you're doing some heavy work. Or this one has these sort of stirrups. The second thing is both of them are some sort of a vise, of course, and they both have V grooves. So this one has a V groove there and also on the length so that you can put a round stock in there and hold it straight. Similarly, on the JawHorse, you have the same sort of V grooves. There's one, there's horizontal, there's vertical, and there's horizontal. The WorkMate on the left currently goes for about $65, while the JawHorse is more like $100-ish. To open and close the vise on the WorkMate, you crank this until the jaws come together and as tight as you can turn it with your hand. Now the vise on the Rockwell is more of a quick release vise. So you just pull it up, push it up to where you want to clamp your item, and then you push with your foot, and that gives many times the multiplication of your foot pressure, so it really clamps it down tight. It also has a fairly light duty anvil area here where you can hammer some bent screws straight or things of that nature. It has protective rubber jaws to protect your woodworking piece or your soft pieces that you don't want marred, and they also easily come off. And finally, for some really long pieces of stock, you can take this off, rotate it around, slide it back on like that. You can buy a WorkMate on the left for going rate is around $65, and the clones of them can be as low as about $20. Now the Rockwell is a relatively newcomer compared to the WorkMate, and it can be found, or devices like it, for around $100-ish. Being made of steel, the JawHorse is very strong, but the weight works against you and it works for you in some ways. What do I mean by that? Well, it works against you, of course, when you fold it up and need to carry it somewhere. It can be hard on the back. It works for you when you need a sturdy, heavy work surface that's not going to bounce. With its removable rubber jaws, you can have a metal vise where you can clamp your iron, say your exhaust pipe that you're cutting through with a sawzall for some heavy duty work like that. Maybe a better choice for you when you work with heavy metals or do auto work, exhaust work, or say sweat soldering some pipes. And again, the WorkMate gives you adequate surface area where you can lay a board on there even if you don't need to do anything with the clamp. Just lay it on there for a quick cut. It gives you a wood surface that's friendly to your woods that you're working on, so it won't mar them. So I would give this the nod for general woodworking and hobbyist things like that. Now let's look at folding them up. You don't have to adjust the vise, but you have to get the stuff out of the way. Take these simple clips, lay it flat, put in the legs, and then you can hang it on the wall. The JawHorse is a bit more cumbersome. You not only have to fold it up, but you have to fold it up in the right sequence. You release the legs back here. And you have more of a chance of hurting yourself with it, with the heavy weight and the awkwardness. And this has to be in this order. Loosen this. And then you have to be sure to slide this in here and lock it. And that way you can carry it. If you don't have that fully in there and fully locked, you can drop this heavy thing on your foot. So fold it up, you're left with something like this. For storage, you can store it like that, but it can be knocked over and it's a little bit bulky in the closet if you're going to store it in your house. And this one, the Black & Decker, folds up a little more flat and better to hang on the wall or against the back surface of the closet. And finally, I'll leave with you with a good view of the clamping work area on both. This is the WorkMate. This is the JawHorse. One thing I'll mention that's ironic about the JawHorse, as its name implies and as it looks very much like a sawhorse, but it cannot be used as a sawhorse, at least in some ways in the traditional sense. For example, you have this vise that sticks up here and the uneven surface down here, slippery surface. So you can't, for example, put two of these together, put a piece of plywood across it, and make a table, or at least not without special accessories. So in the end, which one's best? A better question is which one is better for you. Depends on what you're trying to do or what you'll do most with. If you're a woodworker and a tinkerer, the WorkMate on the left gives you more surface area and a shelf below to hold your tools. While the one on the right, the JawHorse, is better for, say, exhaust work, welding, sweat soldering, or things that need a quick release vise with extra clamping pressure. Thanks for watching. I appreciate your time. Please like and subscribe and leave any comments in the box below. Thank you.